Okay, hi. So we're here today to figure out how to configure your PowerPoint to be able to do layering of objects and animating those objects. So what you're looking at here, this is the first byte of cost, volume, profit. The two tabs that I use the most is the animations tab and the animation pane. So this is how you will activate the animation pane. Go to animations, go to animation pane over here. Click on that and you'll see the animation pane. There's no animations on the first slide, so you don't see anything here. Let me bring you to the third slide and you'll be able to see all the animations here. Now this is what I would call a sequential animation sequence. There is only one trigger. Okay, so this is a simple form of animation. So that's one of the tabs that I use the most often. The other tab that I've got under new tab, but you can name this any way you want. I can show you later how it's done. I use the selection panel very often as well, because this gives me all the different objects that I have on my slide, and then I can then animate these objects over here. If you notice, there is a unique name for each of the objects. I would recommend doing that so that when you animate it, you know what exactly is being animated. This is important if you are going to do multiple triggers, as in this particular slide over here, as you can see. If you didn't name your objects with a unique name, then this would be very confusing for you when you're trying to maintain or trying to do some edits to the animation sequence for each of the triggers. Okay, so let me show you how to activate these two tabs. These are not default settings. This selection panel is not a default setting. Okay, so when you first come into PowerPoint, what you want to do is to go to File, okay, and then you go to Options over here. Once you're in this Options, you'll see this window. Once you're here, you want to go to Customize Ribbon. Now you can see lots of commands over here on this list, but the selection panel is not in here. Usually I don't find it here. You don't see it under S. So you have to go to All Commands. So from here, go to the drop down list, click All Commands. Over here, slide all the way down until you get to the section that starts with S, and then you can see the selection panel over here. So once you've found it, just click Add, and then it will appear over here. I've added this to the selection panel to this new group or new tab custom. I didn't bother to rename this, but you can. You see there's a rename option here, but I didn't bother to. So that's how you would set up the selection panel for use. And then after that, you just click OK. I'm just going to click cancel here because I've not made any changes. Okay, so that's how you set up the workspace to do your animation and layering of objects on a single slide. Now the good part about using this selection panel is that you can actually make some items invisible or visible. So if you can see, if I start removing some items, you can see like for fish balls, the fish balls correct would disappear if I click here, so it's no longer visible. And you see, if I start clicking away at everything will get hidden. So this helps when you are trying to isolate one particular item to edit. As you can see, everything starts to disappear, making them invisible. Now when you make these items invisible, they won't appear in your animation. So you can see the animation starts to disappear. And if you're going to go into the presentation mode, you see that like you see, it wouldn't activate the dialog over here. So this is how you will isolate an object to edit. Okay, so let me show you all the items again. There are some items that I've purposely kept hidden, such as this rounded rectangle 32, because this is already available on the Office 365 online, so that's why I don't use that anymore. But I don't want to delete it in case you might want to use that in future. So I'd rather not waste the work that's already been done. Okay, so that's how I would use the selection panel. Okay, so this is a slide with multiple triggers. Multiple triggers means if you go to presentation mode, you see that there's multiple triggers here that you can activate in order to get a dialog box. For example, this. And you see when I click it again, the dialog box disappears. This is actually a way of animating it so that when you click the same object, you get different responses. So I'll show you how to do that in a different video. For now, you just need to know how to set up this workspace so that you can do further editing. Okay, and that's the end of the video. Thank you.